2:12
is our lap time.
Yeah.
And how fast do you guys go around?
1:30 something.
1:34. But you cannot compare.
I'm pretty new to F1. I watch you guys, right?
Yeah.
We race a lot of times, similar times to what we're racing too. And similar as is because we're all racers, right? And we have that in common. But the way you guys go about going to the racetrack and getting ready and your cars and your teams and all that is so different than what NASCAR is.
How many people are you in your team?
Pretty much each car has about 20 people that go that weekend. So now we have a 20-minute practice, and then 10 minutes after that we qualify.
And
God.
that's
Bang, bang.
Saturday already.
Yes. So you gotta be on when you get there, and if you
20
get
minutes
small
practice
adjustments.
And straight away quality.
Straight in, yeah.
That's
And
so
then
you
race
better be
on
good.
Sunday.
And then we race Sunday. Yeah. So our seat time, we don't get in the car as much as we used to. We race 38 times a year.
38 races per year.
Yes. But we're not going overseas like you guys in different time zones, right?
All the races are in the US. I mean,
Yeah.
how many oval races and how many normal road courses?
Road courses, so the majority of them are ovals. The only one that we both race at is Coda
Austin.
and Austin. Just thinking about how different it is to probably drive one of our cars versus your car at that track. It's gotta be
Where
do you guys
What are the
break?
lap times?
I gotta look it up. Someone look it up. 2:12 is our lap time.
Yeah.
And how fast do you guys go around?
1:30 something.
1:34. But you cannot compare. It's different discipline. If we jump in a NASCAR, you give us, the first time we jump in seconds per lap, that because
for
we would
sure.
have no clue how to drive.
I think the ovals is super difficult, no?
Yeah, I think if you grow up a certain way and you're
sure.
focused on doing a certain thing, you're gonna get really good at that.
Does it get physical for you guys too?
It does, probably in a different way for you guys. We don't have the G-forces you guys have. Obviously, we're not going quite as fast.
What's the worst
and you
race
guys
for
have a 2-hour race, right?
Yeah.
But typically at the end of a race, are you guys
How long is the
out?
race?
3.5.
3.5
hours.
My
typically.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that has to be crazy though. 3 hours and a half on a half a mile track going left. You've got the spotter.
We have a spotter. Do you guys not have spotters?
No, but it's crazy how much they talk to.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Have you heard the radio? It's constant communication.
For 3 hours and a half, he keeps talking to you counter right, left,
Constant.
50, 10. There are a lot of differences between the two sports. I think at the same time we have the same partner. No? How much do they help you on track, and how much do they support you on track on the performance and reliability kind of things?
Well, I think it's kind of neat because you get to watch you guys and there's kind of that connection immediately, right? You have that. For us, we race a spec car. So everybody has the same chassis, the same shocks, springs. We can put different ones in, but we have to buy them from the same supplier and also the cars are all the same except some little items, right?
Okay.
And one of the items is the lubricants we use.
Okay.
And so we work really tight with Pennzoil and Shell to be able to develop, a lubricant that's something that gives us obviously more horsepower, but more durability. A big thing for us is running our engines a little bit hotter. We work with Pennzoil a lot to develop that, to try to find that advantage, right? Because if all the cars are the same, if you can find a little bit,
For sure.
it stacks up pretty quick. We qualify the top 15 cars are within a tenth most of the time.
Within a tenth, top 15.
Tenth and a half. It's nuts. So it's a little bit. You stack a few of those together, it's noticeable. Shell develops your fuels, right?
Yeah.
And your lubricants and
Yes.
everything in the car.
Yeah. And we've got a small house on track that follows us everywhere, which is called the Shell Track Lab, where we've always got 2 or 3 scientists from Shell following us, analyzing the fuel and oil sample after every sessions.
After every single run, actually.
Is there rules?
Every time we stop in the box, they take a sample of that, even if it's a 2-lap run.
Yeah.
3-lap run. They take a sample, they analyze it, they go back to the engineers.
Just to analyze the wear of the different parts in the engine and make sure that there's nothing going wrong. It's basically a blood test for our engine.
That's cool to hear all that, right? We don't get to have as much of that stuff. So that's interesting to
But
hear.
the craziest thing to me is that we are using 99% of the same fuel as road cars, like normal road
That's pretty
cars
neat.
in a Formula One car, which is crazy, and I think is great for Shell because they can use Formula One to develop new fuels and then bring it to the whole automotive industry with better fuel, better lubricants. So it's that is amazing. Yeah.
Right, as you have a proving grounds where you can try things and develop things that are, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're pushing cars much harder than most people are on the street, or at least I hope so.
I hope so too.
But you guys don't refuel during the race, right? So
No.
you got what you
There
got.
used to be a time where F1 did refueling. They thought maybe it was better just to change tires rather than also
Really?
fuel. And the only problem that comes with that is that the car at the beginning of the race is very heavy compared to what it feels like in qualifying. 7-8 seconds lower, but that's
7
also
to
tire
8
management,
seconds?
new tires, DRS.
It can get crazy.
That is way slower.
Yeah, no, the car feels completely. It's like you're driving a different category.
Slower.
4 seconds are coming from the amount of fuel that the car has, from the weight of the
On
car.
some tracks.
Then
But then
another
wow.
3 seconds comes from
time
tires.
management, huge.
So you guys, so you can't just hammer down the whole time and wear your
No.
tires out.
No, we've got to manage the tires like crazy.
We become tire whisperers. We're like,
What's the direction that NASCAR is taking in terms of sustainable fuel for the future?
I think it's not just what we do on the racetrack, it's how we get to the racetrack. We use renewable diesel in our trucks. We do a lot of stuff inside our shop to try to help from that standpoint as well. I think every step that we can make as a race team, we do. And then as a sport, as a sanctioning body, they've approached it in a lot of different ways to try to help that piece of it as well. What about you guys?
we have the E10 fuel that is 10% ethanol that we were developing together with Shell for 2 years as F1 wanted to push their sustainability. And now for 2030, F1 wants to become net carbon zero, which also involves all the hospitalities, all the paddock, all the traveling, and obviously the F1 cars. No? And I think it's developing in the same direction. And together with Shell, we are pushing flat out to try and make the fuel even more sustainable. F1 is coming up now with new regulations for 2026 to make the cars also more efficient, less fuel consumption during the race, even active aerodynamics. So yeah, they're thinking about how to make F1 carbon net zero for 2030.
Yeah.
That's the main target.
Which I feel like is really hard to do in motorsports.
It's hard.
Yeah, race cars going really, really fast. It's hard to do, but
But they've done an incredible job because when we switched to the E10 fuel,
yeah.
to be honest, we didn't feel any changes on our side, like in terms of performance or drivability or reliability. It was basically transparent for us, which was incredible.
Yeah, that's great.
Work done by Shell to make it obviously more sustainable and not changing actually the drivability and the power that we will get from the engine,
Yeah.
which in motorsport is important. We don't even know ourselves how many horsepower we actually have in
Can't
the car.
say, but you know you're roughly somewhere
We know
around
it's
there.
around 1,000.
No one says the real number.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
the engine manufacturers, they don't
Yeah.
reveal. Everyone
Yeah.
says around 1,000.
That's what we get the same thing. They give us a graph and there's any kind of upgrade and you go, here's the baseline and this one's a little bit
Power curve,
worse
yeah.
here, a little better here. I'm like, well, what are we making now? Like, what
Give me a
they'll
number.
never tell us. No,
Give me the number.
We're all the same.
I know it's not enough.
How much
That's what
horsepower
I
you
know
have?
for sure.
More or less.
We're like 750.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty similar to, I think, our
internal combustion engine.
internal combustion engine. Then we've got the
Electric.
Oh, so you
engine
have
that
that
adds,
kind of-
adds
that's what
like
gets you close to
200, something like this, I guess.
That's something with DRS. You gotta-
No, we
You
have
can use that?
so we have
Or is
the
that all the
ICE,
time?
which is the internal combustion engine
Yeah.
that is around 750, 800 horsepower.
Yeah.
And then we have the MGUK that is 160 horsepower, but this is fixed for all teams. It's a
Okay.
limit of the deployment
Okay.
that you can have. And then on top of that, on the straights, we are able to use DRS on the main straights of
Yeah,
the
and you
circuit.
open your wing.
Here is, and it opens the wing and it gives us another 30 kilometers an hour more. or
That
less,
is
which
bonkers to see how much faster you guys go when that
20
thing
like
opens
so
up.
much
20 miles an hour.
It's like the last second like dive bomb in there, like you can't defend it. Like you're going too
No.
fast. Like
But
it's-
you've got something not something similar, but when you spin, you've got these things that are opening to slow the car down. No?
Is it?
a lot of those are
think
more a little bit slow to cars. There are roof flaps that come up, and then we have a diffuser flap that comes down. A lot of it's just to keep the car on the ground.
Okay.
don't-
So they don't go up in the air. Like our super speedway, so Daytona, Talladega, it's like a 2.5 mile track. We run a restrictor plate. We're just wide open all the way around.
How many miles per hour do you?
We're like 200
Okay,
at
so
those.
that's 320.
That is fast.
So
Depends.
you're in a pack, because when you think about it, right? Everyone's wide open. You can't go faster. And so then when you go faster,
How many cars in the race?
There's 40 in the race.
Yeah,
And so it's
the
just
whole
a
circuit
pack.
is
It's a
packed.
3-wide pack
Yeah.
of just going through there. And so you work the draft, and that's where you use your spotter a lot. Okay.
What do you drive?
Street cars. So I like a lot of old cars. I don't know if you guys are into classic cars.
I like.
Or not. I
My
like
dream
driving
car
something
is a
different.
288 GTO.
Okay.
That is my dream. One day maybe.
What are you waiting on?
I mean, they are not easy to find, and they're incredible cars.
You might know a person.
Yes, I do.
He does.
Yeah.
What car do you drive, Carlos?
What I really use during the weekends is the Ferrari 812 Competizione. They just released that car as soon as I arrived there, and it actually became my favorite car ever
It's
that I had
incredible.
seen. Like the look of the car is for me the best road car. The look, the line and everything. I said I need to buy this, and I bought it. And I bought another one now since I knew that we only use 99% of the same products as in F1. For that weekend, I go to the Shell station, and I don't risk anything else than Shell.
You got to take care of them. Right? When you start like getting the parts and all that, like I mean, putting the right oil in it and taking care of the maintenance side of these things. Well, if it works in your race car, probably works in your street
100%.
car pretty well.
And you, Charles, what car do you drive?
Well, I've got a 488 Pista, but I've also got the Competizione Aperta.
It arrived
I think
already,
the other
or
one. No, not yet.
Okay.
In December. But my cars are like my babies. I need to
take
take
care
care
of
of them. Shell Helix Ultra, Shell V-Power in it. So I know the product. I know exactly how it's been developed because we are developing it.
So having said all that, you coming to the paddock or not?
I'd love to. I sit in the car, I drive this thing for
Come
you.
with us, let's go. I will show you
Let's
around.
do a right swap. Let's try that.